From all over Europe, 12 amateur and professional photographers have been selected to compete in an extraordinary photographic contest. 8 weeks, 8 completely different photographic challenges.
Can I come back tomorrow?
It's been a disaster.
They'll have to give it their best shot to impress the judges. Oliviero Toscani, acclaimed and controversial photographer from Italy.
I've seen too many of these photographic masturbation.
Caroline Hunter, Guardian Weekend magazine picture editor from the UK.
So much doesn't really engage me.
Darcy Padilla, American documentary photographer specializing in contemporary issues.
That's why you didn't do it, because you don't know.
Only one photographer will win the life-changing prize of 150,000 euros.
I took that picture, mate.
Sorry. Much harder than I expected.
Who will be the next Sky Arts Master of Photography?
Wow, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Hello, photographers, and welcome back to Sky Arts Master of Photography. For your next task, we'd like you to tell us something about yourselves. And you'll do this by returning to the house where you live.
Again, we are asking you to submit 3 images. One of them has to be a self-portrait. We want to see what makes you, you.
When you say you're going home, where you come from, could be paradise, but could be hell. Between those two situations, there is a lot to do. A lot of choice. A lot of imagination. So, hell or heaven?
What do you think about this?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you. If you're going to do that task well, you've really got to ask yourself some questions, really.
Never really taken a self-portrait before, but it's an opportunity to dig into myself.
I would like to document about me and my family.
Well, as usual, we'd like to give you a visual reference. This is a picture that's taken by Jodie Bieber. She's a South African photographer. She has documented the complex relationship between poverty and inequality in Johannesburg, which is her hometown.
Here is another reference of a picture taken by a Dutch photographer, Carla Kugelman. It is a live place, happy place. Probably there is music. You also understand what kind of family that is. This is home, in home. When you come back, Carla Kugelman will be here to help you to edit and probably to teach you something.
So, photographers, after this task, all but one of you will be in the final. Go to the kit room and collect your equipment.
Well, what do you think about yourself?
Well, it'll be difficult to answer, and it'll be even more difficult to photograph it. Because I try not to think about myself too much. I try to think about others more.
I lead almost like a split life, where I'm mum, full on, and then I'm me, which is very odd.
Who is going to be there in your home when you get there?
My brother will be there, and yeah, he has autism, so he's in his own world, and he knows who we are, but he doesn't know what's happening.
I've been working on a project about my mother, and she has Alzheimer's, and she sounds like she doesn't know who I am, and it's very hard to photograph her. So what I would say is you really have to search inside of yourself to make those images that communicate all of that frustration. You know, his frustration, the frustration that you deal with, trying to understand somebody who doesn't understand you, right?
Yes, it's true.
Yeah. Good luck. I'll give you a hug.
Today, the photographers are going back home to answer the most intimate of questions. What made them who they are? The judges will want to see this question answered through 3 pictures, at least one of which will have to be a self-portrait. This is an introspective task. To succeed, the contestants will need to find the courage to lay themselves bare. They will have to photograph their most difficult subject yet, themselves.
You're right? Oh, yeah, I'm too bad. Oh, brilliant. I'm not bad.
Here's my friend. My idea was to spend some time with my girlfriend because spending time with her is really what I do to relax and taking a break from everything. Actually, she quite likes it when I take pictures of her. She always asks me to take pictures with her. Schau weiter auf deinen Tee.
Ach so, Entschuldigung.
Aber schon ein bisschen lächeln dabei. Ist ja keine Beerdigung hier. Na, so. During all the other challenges, you'll probably see my work side. Now being here in Vienna, doing all the things that I usually enjoy doing, spending time with my girlfriend, of course, in a much better mood now than usually.
Ich weiß
Du kannst
nicht.
zurück anfangen zu essen.
Du machst ja weiter.
Ja.
Sag doch was. Du kannst ja nicht shooten, wenn ich nicht bereit bin. Das ist wie so in einer Fotobox, was?
This is the first task where one of the 3 photos has to be a self-portrait. So Veed has decided to start from there.
I'm trying to do a mirror shot, one of the impossible shots for a photographer to do. The only way you can normally do it is by taking it at an angle, so you don't see the reflection of the camera in the mirror. But what some older filmmakers actually used to do is to make a hole in a wall and to make an exact mirror replica of everything that's going on this side, on this side.
For his shot, Veed has enrolled his friend Nick to help.
Hello. How you doing?
So what is the point of this setup?
I often look at myself at my weakest and then somehow try and identify that, accept that, and then build that back up. And I really thought that was a normal thing to do, but it's me. Looking at myself while I do that is something I take confidence from. Cool, okay.
I know, it's been so long, isn't it? I know. I've chatted to both the boys about the photography. I've got to do a task about my home and things that matter to me.
Okay.
Stanley's very keen to be involved. He's very into art. As well as being photographed, you'll have to be my assistant. Albert's a bit shyer, but he's still going to join in, so it should be fun. OK, now I want you to step away. I want you to just look through and see if you can see my head, my big head.
Yes, I can see it.
Including the top, I mean.
Yes, I can see it very well and clear.
OK. I'm just trying to do double exposure. So I put a piece of card over the lens, so I expose each side of my face for 3 seconds. That's quite good. It's kind of a metaphor. I suppose in my life now, I have that kind of dichotomy whereby I have the life of a mum and the life I have when I'm not with them. Do you want to come see the photos, boys?
Yes, I do. So that's double exposure, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
That's
keep
good.
like that.
That is funky.
Being a parent is not always easy, and Cromwell has decided to focus this task on his relationship with his mother.
Be very careful.
I want to connect my mobile phone to it too, so I can
Okay.
see the pictures from there.
And how many minutes we are going to do it for?
It depends on the picture.
Okay.
I didn't really want to show myself as somebody that loves his mother. Let me switch off the light. That tries to study just to go forward in life, as my mom is doing the same. And we try to help each other. Mom, where you move?
Oh, I wanted to clear the bed. I didn't know you were doing. Sorry.
Move your head a bit. To the other side, yeah? More. I don't like how your legs are, though. Because
Come
this-
on, sometimes I come to the room
No,
the same
just
way.
only for the picture, not for you. Okay, thank you.
But fix your face. Oh, God.
Thank you.
Are you going to take the whole night be doing all these photos?
Yes, Mommy, we take the honor to do this, all these pictures.
Contemporary dance teacher Olamp has flown back to Antwerp in Belgium, where she's visiting her old ballet school.
I decided to go back to my ballet school because this really created who I am. Ballet is a hard world. There was a lot of discipline. We had to do our best. You had a lot of comments. Everybody was saying, you're not good enough, you checked yourself the whole time in the mirror. And with contemporary dance, you can go and make your own movements. And so that's why I went for contemporary dance. 10, 3, 2, 1. For this self-portrait, I want to show that my emotions go through my body. You don't always have to look at the face to understand how the person is feeling. And it gives also more an imagination to the viewer, so they can really try to find their own story in the picture.
Education plays an important part in Cromwell's life. It was at school that he discovered his passion for photography, and he's decided to include it in his trilogy.
Magari vi sembra un po' narcisista, ma qualche meno che stai giudici devo lo so, grazie. Devo farmi un autoritratto, quindi torno a scuola mentre fingo di seguire le lezioni. Darcy told me to focus more on a clean composition. Abbassate gli sguardi verso i banchi. Pronti? Go. I'm going to try to brighten my face with this, and the background is dark. Okay. Finito!
dad, he's a banker in quite a high level, but at his heart, he is super creative, super determined, and super loving. My mum is a formidable woman, incredibly intelligent.
You want to see him?
Incredibly loving and caring.
Oh,
Done.
I'm really lucky to have grown up in the family that I have. Okay, cool. That's fine.
Like Conwell, Savid is also going back to his old school, Harrow.
Hey guys, nice to meet you.
One of the most prestigious and expensive boarding schools in the UK.
Just chat as you normally would. So this would be like a normal scene from people going from classes to classes. You get to see the backdrop of an archaic, very traditional institution. I'm going to be walking off from the side a little bit, just because quite often I felt a little bit outside of that. This is the oldest room in the school. It's really iconic because a lot of the old students have carved their names into the walls. And I think somewhere around here you can find Churchill's name. Can you jump just there, on the back row again? There's an Indian kind of history linked to that school. Sit next to each other. Our first ever Prime Minister went to that school. George, could you take half a step back? Yeah, cool. And that's why my parents worked very hard to give me opportunities that they never had in life.
We are now traveling to the Hungarian border, where in 2015 I shot the refugee crisis. I want to go back to a place that really left a deep impact on me. My plan is to stand right there where I took this picture and hold it. I can already hear Darcy criticizing my composition. Not too happy with my results so far. I hope you filmed that.
My plan is to use the mirrors.
Excellent.
To tell a bit of a story about how things have been and do a portrait of the boys through the broken glass.
Harder than that, mate.
To kind of imply, you know, a breaking with the past, perhaps.
All right, out of the way, boys.
And things perhaps being broken.
There you go.
No!
Sorry, love. Had to be done. Right. Oh, but your face isn't broken from where I am, so I'm going to just move it there.
It's 3 years ago now that my husband and I separated. They're the ones that it's kind of affected the most in a way. I thought it was appropriate to do a portrait of them.
Away a tongue. Stay there. You okay? You warm enough?
Yeah, I'm fine, yeah.
Can you see me in the picture? Right, okay.
Can I get up?
Yeah, go on. Right, have a break. Have a break. Yeah, please have a break.
So what do we...
It's hard, you know, but, you know, it's my life.
This picture of the tree picture will be the most difficult for me because I will include my brother, my family in it.
It's not a very easy situation because I'm very nervous to see him again. Kom binnen!
Dat is serieus. Het scherp, dat is like
En direct naar de koelkast. Een stukje. Tadaa! My brother is not in control of his body and I am over control of my body and also in my work. So it's also nice to see the contrast and I want to show this. Hoeveel stukjes?
Ja.
2? Oh. My mother and my father had to give all the attention to him. For me? Thank you, thank you. And also, I was kind of one of the parents too. Andere goed? So I always had to be strong and to be positive and to go for it. Even if I had my own life besides, I had to be really part of his life. But I know that, of course, this made who I am now.
Veel te koud voor zo'n Andrea gaan. This picture means for me the relationship between him and people, just like how he's asking for attention, how he's happy here at this place. Ga niet te snel, hè?
Being in this situation makes you already very sensitive because you have to take attention about everything that's happening around you. And I know that this sensitivity helped me for my work, so I know that everything is linked somehow.
If I direct you, even if it feels stupid, then it'll be quicker.
Yeah, directly, completely.
Okay.
I'm a great actor.
Like you come back from work and I'm upset about something and you're making me laugh by like doing something funny. Dance. This is like a joke scene. It's a funny thing. Hey, Tadan!
Oh my god. This is going to be
Make you laugh at least.
Why you need to clean that?
No, it can't be done.
So put your hands up again. And smile, okay? Bye. Everyone laugh.
1, 2, 3, go. I've decided to take some shots where my mother's work. Point it here. 1, okay, and 1 here. Okay. My mom started to be something better. At the same time, spray and wash. But in Italy, good. There's not so much opportunity for foreigners to upgrade themselves. So she ended up doing this. I had a block time because it's still hard for me to see her doing that job. I feel a bit like guilty. It doesn't seem so nice. Maybe it's still something that I need to find.
You look at it humiliated.
No, I don't know.
Because it's an honest paid job. At the end of the day, I use it to pay my rent and even buy clothes for you. And, you know, so you should never look at this job, even though I'm cleaning somebody else's toilet, that it's humiliated. No, it's not. It is a honest bread.
Still. Okay, let's take the pictures.
Okay.
I'll take some pictures here. I'm proud of my mother for what she does. She's strong. She was giving me the strength in the moment.
When I'm with the kids, I just focus on the kids, you know, that's it. But when I'm not with the kids, that is the time when all the things that are going on in my head come out in my photographs. And for that, I need solitude.
It's really hard to think with you all staring at me. If you've got any form of creativity, you have to, at some level, pursue it because it makes you who you are and it's your way of expressing yourself. Oh, it looks so pretty, though.
Going back home has been the contestants' most intense experience yet.
My friends really are my family here. I spend a lot of time with them.
Good.
Mia bambina preferita.
I just realized how much he means to me.
The way they manage their emotions will determine the quality of their pictures. The judges will be looking for the photographs that tell a story with honesty, depth and courage.
It's been lovely. You were brilliant today, both of you.
Mothers, sons, sisters, friends, photographers. Back in the studio, the photographers are selecting the photos that will form their 3-picture series entitled Home Sweet Home.
I really like the pictures of my children, and they look sort of different and I think quite exciting.
Yeah, it's something that you could put up in your house.
Yeah. There is a lot of my brother, but not a lot of my self-portrait, but I think I have some good shots.
Almost. So are you going to show some in black and white and some in colour then?
I was thinking, but I don't know if I'm going to let me be doing which style, so...
Deciding how to depict their lives using just 3 photographs is extremely hard. Helping them through the selection process is Dutch photographer Carla Kugelman. The focus of her body of work is the life of common people. She gains their trust, spending a great amount of time with them, becoming an invisible magnifying glass of everyday's smallest details.
Hello, I'm happy to be here and I'm really eager to see what you did for this task. As a composition, I like this one.
This one?
It's got a nice line in it. And you like to cut faces, which I do like, actually, yeah.
Yeah, and with this one, I just want to show that I can only show my emotions when I'm alone and when I dance. Yeah.
Well, I don't see the emotions. I only see physicality. I think that one is nicer, because you as a person are more separate from the background and from the grain.
Yeah.
And then I went to have breakfast with my girlfriend.
What's the other ones?
Well, basically these are similar, but I prefer this one.
I prefer the other one, actually.
Why?
Because this looks more non-staged as the other one. The other one is too. This is... I don't believe this. This is so cliche. Why don't you... She's a very beautiful woman. And I would have loved to see you and your girlfriend naked in the bed, actually.
I'll give you her number and you can try to convince her.
I can do it a lot myself, but it's about you trying to tell your life story.
I don't really care what she wants to see. I'm not going to show what I do in my bedroom to half of Europe.
So, that's me.
You went to England, came back with this?
Yeah.
So actually it's 3 self-portraits?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the one you choose from yourself, it's more like a profile photo for social media than making them feeling a bit depressed, or...
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say depressed. I'd say...
But that's how you look.
It's a difficult situation at times. You're not solely mum, but, you know, you on your own.
Well, it's just my opinion. That's photography.
I was trying to say to her was, you know, I do almost like live a double life, but she didn't seem to really understand that. I thought, well, it's not rocket science, but she didn't get it.
This is great. I love it.
Or do you think should I risk and go with the color?
No, just the black and white is very strong. Yeah, I love the black and white.
Because I wanted to say that color together we complete and we're complementary. No, too much.
Complete. Black and white is already complete. You are black, I am white.
With the 3 best shots selected, it's time for the last step, post-production.
I cropped the image because there is a car and I don't want to see the car. Also, I put the yellow more bright because I want the colors to come more up.
I used the brush to darken the background and lighten the subjects in the foreground, especially their faces. In all of the pictures, I increased contrast.
I'm cropping the images because I've got too much going on around the outside, so I've had to crop quite a lot into the portraits.
Going home has been an emotional roller coaster. The contestants were asked to condense their life stories in just 3 photographs. And this is the moment of truth.
Olympe, let's start with you.
When I was 8 years old, I was accepted for the Royal Ballet School of Antwerp. Education for me was really hard because I was really insecure. I also have my brother who I have to take care of because he has autism. And all my holidays I spent with him because I was also on boarding school because my parents wanted to give him the attention. So for me, emotions are really hard because I wasn't allowed to have them at home or at school.
For me, your strongest image is probably the one of your brother. There's something quite compelling about having this kind of mirror kind of image that you're trying to construct.
I do want to talk about the first image, the hands coming out of the woman's belly and the head coming out of the woman's butt, just really, I find distracted.
I find them very weak. I don't think that the picture on the right is such a great picture of somebody looking at
You should have been in my situation.
And, I'm sorry, I'll tell you what I think.
And taking pictures of him, it's not easy.
What do you miss? How can she improve?
I don't know. What is there is not as deep and vibrant as she spoke.
I think here he is in the position where he's just normal, actually. And that's what I like about this picture. That's it's not an awkward situation, but he's just how he is.
Thank you, Olympe.
I have the feeling that Oliviero expects something from me that I don't know what it is, but I don't know what he's searching for.
Okay, Suvid.
I came up with 2 recurring themes in my life. One is resilience, the idea of being able to overcome your challenges, to get back up and keep fighting, keep striving. And the second is the idea of being a dreamer, my biggest weakness and my biggest strength at the same time.
I love the self-reflection that's going on in the middle image. The intensity of how you're looking at the camera translates some little bit of vulnerableness.
The one that really jumps out at me is the one of your family life. I think often when people want to portray their families, they try and explore some kind of emotion. I think there's a nice spontaneity about it.
I think.
I love his joy. I didn't even see it was you, because he's wearing that hat.
I do appreciate the thinking and the talking. Everything is right, very correct. But what about your... Do you understand that word? It's international.
I think I do.
It's Indian too. Where is the tiger? Where is it?
Thank you.
Thank you. Oliviero is always right. You need to push harder, you need to go deeper, you need to show some more energy.
Gillian?
So I approached this task by using mirrors, as you can see, and looking at the idea of reflection in terms of the past and the future. And it's as simple as that, really.
I think that there's a strength in the sea image, although I don't think you necessarily needed the camera in the shot. And I just think the middle self-portrait, it just doesn't have that kind of dynamic feel that the 2 on either side do.
I do like the effort on the second image. I love the movement and what you were trying to do. I just think where it falls short is the exposure.
Those are your children.
Yeah.
I think it's great. is a story very understandable on different level. And the picture of the children like that looked by a mother, I think is very interesting.
I do like how the boys look at me. They don't laugh, because normally if mothers photograph their children, the children need to laugh. And this is just strong looking, and that's what I love about it.
Incredible. That kind of schizophrenic personality without being afraid or embarrassed. It's not just you, you know, most active women do have this kind of schizophrenia. Let's call it like that, in a positive way.
Thank you, Gillian.
Thank you very much.
Max.
So for the first picture, I traveled to the Austrian-Hungarian border, which was where I documented the refugee crisis in 2015. Then my friends and my girlfriend, with which I spend time when I really want to take off time from everything else, really.
I feel that you're documenting from a distance. We get a sense of what you do, but we don't really get a sense of who you are.
The last image I really want to talk about. I think you approach this almost like an editorial assignment, and what is lacking for me is intimacy. I see two people having breakfast, and I want to see the relationship that you have with this person that's in your life.
You did show a certain degree of courage up to now. And here I'm missing courage altogether. It's very banal. So I had a teacher who used to tell me, after you do picture like that, or any picture, ask yourself, so what? So what? By now we know you. Can't hide, so you have to perform. Cromwell.
When they ask me about my mom's job, I always try to hide it. This time I decided to expose everything and to show that she's working to gain money and to further my education and to pay the bills. So I really feel embarrassed of her word.
What's the most compelling aspect of this is the fact that you show your mother as the first image and not yourself. It really shows me where you place her in terms of your life.
You play out this design of a triangle over and over again in these images. This beautiful triangle with your arms that extends back to your colleagues, the triangle that the body of you and your mother forms, and then the position of how she is cleaning. Just your layout's really beautiful.
I think you're great. Yes, the best work you did up to now.
I'm satisfied that this time I was able to show something really personal, what makes me happy.
This was a very personal task, and all the contestants have struggled with it on different levels. They all revealed themselves in their individual ways, but only 3 of them will make it to the final.
What do we think, guys?
I think Gillian is the best because just the top picture there with these children, that would be enough to say going home.
Cromwell, he's the one who really went and explored home and what it meant to him, which was his mother. I think that he's been struggling throughout this competition, and I think with this task, he finally nailed it. Yeah, I guess I just expected more from Max. I mean, his photos to me just really fall apart on a design level.
Max wants to give us a sense what he feels, what he's with his friend, but photographically it's not that great, but he's got an ingenuity of thinking and going home. Is a nostalgic, somehow, action.
Well, with Olamp's work, she has this incredibly complex relationship with her brother.
Probably the relation with her brother is so complex that I don't see it. Of course, I can see she's got a lot of insight, but she cannot really express it photographically.
It's been really difficult, but I think we finally reached a decision. Let's go and tell the contestants. Photographers, we've now reached a verdict. as usual, some pictures stood out more than others. And the series of pictures that we'd like to praise this week is Conwell's.
You not only showed us your mother and how much you meant to her, but also how much she meant to you. So really, really nicely done. Compositions, everything.
I think my mom would be so proud. Yeah. It's unbelievable being in the final. And my mom, when she got to know about this, would be like crying.
And now to the hard part.
Lamp. You got a lot of feeling inside, very sensitive, very human. But the only problem for me that you cannot translate in photography. If you wouldn't told me what you were after, I would have never understood.
The second set of photographs that didn't convince us was yours, Max. We felt like your compositions all the way through were just not working. There's also a distance and a lack of intimacy.
So, the photographer who will have to leave us is Max. This has been a really difficult decision. We felt that while you tried hard to show us your life, it didn't quite come across as strongly as the others. We felt there was still a distance in how you approached your relationship with your girlfriend, with your friends. And that's why we came to this conclusion.
I gave my best. This was a very difficult task for me. I had a great time here. Thank you very much for everything and for your critique. I think I learned quite a lot from you guys as well. Thank you.
Photographers, you're now one step closer to winning a prize of €150,000. There's just one last task ahead of you, and it's a task where you'll have to give your very best. So best of luck to Max, and for the rest of you, we'll see you in the last task assignment.
I think it's two things that I will remember. First, to dig deeper, which is something Darcy said a lot, and to be more courageous while shooting.
Next episode of Master of Photography.
Each of you will photograph an indigenous group.
Mohammed!
An extraordinary guest.
Steve McCurry.
You like it, but nobody else likes it.
And finally,
The Sky Arts Master of Photography is